where you belong. Give it strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising,
Good evening, everybody, and we're not in the right position straight away. There you go. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review, where tonight, of course, it is the latest news show and just general Newcastle United chit-chat. We do apologise for the late start. Obviously, we have to get things right behind the scenes before we go live. Alex has had issues with his poor dog being a little bit sore, and I've basically had a day of dog's abuse. So it's been... dog related for both of us. However, Billy is on fine form. Back to work today, Billy?
No, I didn't go.
All right, okay. Well, there you go.
I'm going tomorrow, though.
Well, he's still on fine form, though. Everything is okay with Billy. I do want to just say thank you to everybody for the support today. Obviously, me and Susan decided to, speak to the Chronicle regarding what had happened at Butlins, just to warn other people regarding what happened, and maybe just warn them about potentially what could happen to them. And of course, the resident trolls all come out, same that are on social media, same on the Chronicle Live. But as usual, there are some awesome people out there and who are there to support. And I just want to say thank you because, we did it for the right reasons. We're not looking for compensation. We're not looking for any of that crap. It's just dog's abuse at times, saying that me and Susan must be playing away from each other because we have children to different parents. I mean, that one was just actually weird.
I think they understand how time works.
Well, clearly not.
Linear.
Obviously we've both been in prior relationships where we've had the children, but these Mongos and people like that don't seem to understand how, biological things work as well, but, it is, I can't believe that they must just have like multiple monitors with multiple sources of news coming up on the screen. And as soon as they see something to target, bang, they go for it. The amount of comments I've had saying, you and Susan are only smiling because you're going to get compensation and stuff is absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? We did it to warn other families that are going from the Northeast who might not be aware of the situation for all the reasons that we thought were good. But
regardless of whether you want it or not, you freaking deserve it. You had a 2-week holiday and you came back after a day and a half sick as a dog. Like, it's ridiculous.
I know, but and then you get people saying, they must have been sick before you went and all of this, and we weren't poorly before we went. I think the problem is we didn't get to proofread it, before it was put online, and the article says that within hours of being on the site. It wasn't within hours, it was a day and a half that we were there, and then we started being poorly. So, it wasn't within hours, and everyone's jumping on that saying, they must have been ill before they went. They're just doing it for money. We're not bothered about compensation now. We're getting a refund, and that's the end of it. We're moving on from it.
How would you coordinate that? I'm going to book a holiday in 6 months' time, and then I'm going to go and lick lampposts a week before and hope I get ill.
Yeah, but then
how does that even work? How do you coordinate that?
One of the comments even mentioned you two. Saying, how do Alex and Billy feel when Paul spends this amount of money going away on holiday? It's called saving up, and it's like, I don't, it's not like I've just plucked the money out of thin air. You do what other families do and you pay it off over time. I can't actually believe that these people exist. But anyway, just thank you to everybody I've seen some lovely comments on the Chronicle Live post itself, and saying that, Paul and Susan are a lovely couple and things like that, which is, the genuine people out there understand why we've done it. And I just hope that even if we stop two families from getting ill, that's what it's all about. It's nothing about anything else. We're happy with the refund. We're going abroad next year. We're looking forward to that. We're booked up for that. And, you move on from it. But honestly, some of the stuff that gets said, I mean, it's a good job I've been on here for a while, because I tell you what, some of the stuff that's been said today would have ripped us in half a couple of years ago, mentioning stuff that's happened online and trolling from 2 years ago and stuff. They never seem to, they just use the same thing over and over again. But Alex made a good point before. I forgot, I've got 23,000 subscribers on a YouTube channel. People are going to notice, and unfortunately the wrong people notice as well. But anyway, Alex, we haven't spoken to you about the Manchester City performance. We'll come on to that in a second, but is everything okay with the pooch?
Well, I don't know. I only got home like 15 minutes ago. She's just got a little bit of a sore on her back where she's been nibbling today, and it's shocked me because I always make sure she's brushed and well kept as a Samoyed. So it's frustrating. I don't know if I should be frustrated with myself or frustrated that it's just happened. So it can happen with these dogs. They've got a lot
of course it can. Yeah.
So we're going to get her checked tomorrow, and she's wearing a lovely T-shirt, so she can't nibble it anymore.
Well, yeah, I just keep thinking of them. Billy, them documentaries you used to see where you saw those chimps running around in nappies and stuff. It is literally
see
like Alex's dog running around in a diaper.
Well, the funny thing is she's a Samoyed, and the T-shirt has a Samoyed on the front of it. So there's a Samoyed on a Samoyed.
It's very Jerry Halliwell, isn't it? Christ.
It is. Jerry Halliwell, yeah, definitely. But guys, if you do enjoy the show tonight, as usual, please do give it the thumbs up and keep us up there in the search results on YouTube. And of course, if you're new and you enjoyed tonight's show and you want to become part of this amazing community that we have on the Toon Review, please do hit the subscribe button. It is free to do so. And also the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or upload any future videos. You can donate to the channel if you do so wish by hitting the $sign at the bottom of the live comments, and become a member if you do want to as well by hitting that join button, which is underneath the three of our ugly mugs. We've had a couple of we've got Canadian and Geordie as a new member, who actually joined at what looks like 10:28 p.m. last night. So thank you very much and welcome to the Toon Review. Tide, thank you very much for your $4.99 super chat, buddy. He says, evening, lads. Saw your Chronicle article circling around Twitter earlier, Paul. Apparently Durham is Mackham territory now. Hope you get compensated. Yeah, apparently anyone that lives in Durham or a County Durham area isn't allowed to be a Newcastle United fan. So, guys, for you two, I don't know what the hell that means, because I live in Durham, I'm not allowed to wear a Newcastle United shirt. So,
I mean, where I'm from didn't have a football team. So what do you want me to do? I'm just not allowed football. No football.
Well, when it's just the way it is. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to. Anybody that seems to be south of River Tyne isn't allowed to be a Newcastle fan. Absolute mentalness.
What I've had to do is combine the two colours of my team, which is Newcastle United, and the sky blue of Coventry City, and then
there you go.
Okay, then
there you go. Yeah. Bruv Butler says, afternoon, Mrs. Toon Review. Hope you and the kids are well. I see the boys are late as normal. Yeah, we had stuff to discuss. Alex just got in. He was getting himself set up. 5-10 minutes either way, guys. We'll be on. But we like to be fashionable. We're fashionably late, guys. That's what we'll call it. We very rarely start on time.
About that supporters thing as well. I wouldn't worry because most of the Northeast in 10 years are all going to be Newcastle fans anyway because of how big we're going to be. So it's going to be irrelevant. There's going to be kids in Sunderland who are going to like us because of watching us on the telly. They're going to grow up with it, and they're not going to know any different, really. It's going to be the parents forcing them into red and white shirts, but they're not going to like it. They're going to see us on the TV all the time. Daddy, why aren't our team on the telly? Because we're terrible.
Rachel's not modern tonight, guys, because she is in rehearsals. She's in a big play in November, so our rehearsals have started. So I think is it Mondays and Tuesdays? She said she wouldn't be around, or Mondays and Thursdays. I'm not sure, but 2 days a week. So best of luck to Rachel. It's a big show, I think, coming up in November. James Ellison says, good evening. The very greatest people on earth. How the devil are you? We are good. We are good. Wiggles says, evening, everybody. I mean, I thought somebody might have given us a wiggle there. I was expecting Billy to do a little bit of a wiggle there.
How do you know I didn't?
Let's move on. Andy says, making cheeseburgers and watching the best channel on YouTube. Life is good. Thank you, Andy.
Oh, I hope he's not having a barbecue.
Well, maybe Bruno's there. Pilo Keith says, good news about Adidas sponsorship. Could this be a nice little earner to bank for January transfers, or will it start next season? It's next season, I believe. I think that'll be confirmed come the end of the season, of course. I think they're just saying from next season it will be Adidas. How do you feel about that, Alex? We will come on to Man City, of course, but how do you feel about Adidas?
Well, amazing. Absolutely incredible. Little bit of a shame that it was dropped as a spoiler. It would have been nice if it was done as a big reveal. However, it was quite nice the next day that the club realised it was a fumble. Adidas tweeted with the black and white logo. It's great. It is going to be a nice return. Although there have been some strange Adidas kits of late from other clubs. Like I'm not a big fan of the Juventus Adidas kits from recent years. They're a bit funny with all the zigzaggy black and white stripes. And obviously we're quite close to Juventus because of the whole kit history. I don't know. I think it'll be fine because I don't think the owners would approve anything silly. I think they'd be very wary of the history behind it. Juventus obviously did a big U-turn, signing Ronaldo. They changed the club crest. They went for all of that. I don't think we're going to go in that direction. I think the direction that is going to please everyone. I think they're trying to lean more into the history. I think that's the way to go. So I think we'll see some nice kits approved.
I mean, Billy, we spoke last night. Really looking forward to seeing what. I mean, you've got one on there. They did come up with some very, very different designs, didn't they, back then?
Yeah, I was a fan of virtually all of them.
One.
The only one I didn't like really was one with a shield on the back where the number was, which was.
Oh, I hated that.
With the
that
round
was
colour.
Not a good strip.
I didn't like that one, but the rest of them I was a massive fan of. Yeah, I like that one.
That one, I like the blue in it. Of course, we've got blue in the Toon Review logo as well. I really like the blue around. So hopefully they'll bring a bit of blue back to it. But we will see. Ian, thanks, mate. Ignore them all except the nice ones. Yeah, cheers, Tom. Now, very interesting, guys. Bob Tyler says, Paul, would you mind putting up a poll to see if the fans would take Mason Greenwood? I feel everyone deserves another chance and would be an upgrade on Miggy.
Bob, if you've got lower morals than Manchester United, then there's something wrong, mate.
Yeah. Look, I understand everyone deserves second chances in the world, but I cannot accept or even put a poll up regarding him because the man is listen, I know he was, the case got dropped, etc. But for me, I'll be openly honest, for me, that was money going on behind the scenes, paying people off left, right, and centre, so it didn't go to court. Everybody saw what Mason Greenwood did and Mason Greenwood said, okay? And do I want somebody like that at my football club? Absolutely not. Not in a million years. I can forgive people some things, but laying a hand on a woman like that, I cannot ever, ever, ever say anything to deserve a second chance. You should never, ever, as a man, lay your hands on a woman like that and cause the damage that he did and say the things that he did to her. Now, I know he's back with her and they've had a child and everything, and, that's her prerogative. But if that was my daughter, I'm sorry, I'd be doing time now. So, you do not lay your hands on a woman as a man. You just don't. And I know sometimes it happens the other way around as well. Don't get me wrong. Domestic abuse happens both ways around. But the majority of the time, you can fairly say that, you just do not lay your hands on a woman like that. It is way out of order and sickening. And I do not want that footballer anywhere near Newcastle United. I don't know how you guys feel, but I feel very, very strongly about it. Alex, what's your thoughts? Because I knew as soon as I read that out, your eyes went a bit wide.
Yeah, I mean, just for the record, we're not saying any dodgy stuff went on in the court proceedings, just to cover Paul there.
No,
Additionally,
that's an opinion, but it just seemed weird that the evidence was all there and suddenly there's no court case. But that's my opinion.
well, it's just the way the justice system is in this country. It's not particularly good in those cases, and it does need to improve. I don't think he's got a career in this country. I think he's going to have to go somewhere with slightly different values, whether that's in the Middle East or somewhere else. I think if he wants to continue this, he's never going to be able to get into television or analysis. He's too young to be doing that anyway, realistically. So football is the only option, but it's not going to be in this country. I'd be shocked if he gets a job anywhere in this country.
Billy?
And that's it. That's my opinion. I don't really like talking about it, to be honest. I don't think it's worth the airtime, but
Yeah, also, to some respects, knowing how low Manchester United are, I was in some ways surprised they actually did it, because I thought they'd have saw him as a sellable commodity and wanted to sell him. And obviously no one was going to buy him. So for them to do that, credit to them. That's the first time I've ever said that for a long, long time. Credit to Man United for getting rid of him. And I agree with Alex. I just can't see anyone in this country, taking him on. Just can't see it. They'll get ripped apart. The player will get ripped apart week in, week out. The club will get ripped apart on social media, through the press, through any possible route, really. So,
anyway,
career aboard.
Absolutely. There's no way. There's no Mason Green was not going to come to Newcastle United. Simple as that. He's got to go abroad. He has to if he wants to further his career. Nathan Howells, thank you for your $9.99 super chat. Hi, Paul. I want to take my girlfriend plus 2 daughters to a game where we were all sitting together. How can I do this? I believe the new system only allows 1 ticket per membership. Keep up the good work, guys. There is a way, isn't there? Because they just link them as a family. They all have to have memberships, though, don't they? Or supporter numbers. Is that how it works?
I think it might be supporter numbers. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
correct us if we're wrong in the chat, please.
Yeah.
But I think the membership helps, but I think you can just have a supporter number. I think you've got to be very lucky, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, still unlikely, isn't it? Not very likely that you're going to be that lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian says I'm being stalked. Interesting.
I would recommend, by the way, though, some of the friendly games are a bit easier to get tickets to. So whether it's pre-season, possibly we have one in January or February. Maybe try and go to one of them if we have one at St James's Park. Normally we'll do one in Saudi and one here. So that if you're struggling, it's easier to get a ticket for the whole family if it's for something like a friendly.
Yeah, fair enough. But like you say, I've said my piece on it. I just don't like it. I don't like the whole thing. But let's have a look. Davey says, unfortunately, since the first lockdown, I think folk have got worse. I see it every day in my job. Just got to hope things get better. I like coffee. Good evening to you. David says, shouldn't have to explain yourself at all. People can be bloody awful. Yeah. Mrs. Toon Review thanking everybody for their support. Keyboard clowns, indeed they are. Thank you, everybody. Joe says, Paul, Billy, and Alex, thank you for all the hard work you guys do for your show. I love watching. Can't always catch live shows, but always watch and give a thumbs up. Thank you very much, Joe. Right, Alex. Basically, Manchester City. Let's hear it. Because I think a lot of people are waiting to hear your thoughts on this.
So I tweeted this yesterday, and it got 2 days ago, whenever it was, and I got a lot of interaction on that tweet. I think we did really well, personally. I think that was Man City's best performance since they beat Real Madrid 4-0. I think they played as if it was a Champions League semi-final / cup final. Pep approached it in the most cautious way I've ever seen him approach a game. He bigged us up in the media. He was complimentary after the match. He set up so carefully. And it was just, we were never going to win that. With the way City were, with the quality we've got at this time, I think we are a great team and we've got great quality. However, there's not enough to break down that Manchester City side. That was one of the most complete performances they've produced. And we still only conceded 1 goal, and it was a wonder goal. Phil Foden's movement was absolutely ridiculous, out of this world good. Phil Foden, I think Phil Foden is a generational talent. That's the best game I've ever seen him have. I've never seen him have as good a game as that. And Alvarez's finish was absolutely perfect. Perfect finish. Apart from that, every shot was blocked. Nick Pope was in the perfect position. Botman was incredible. Trippier's blocking of crosses was exceptional. Everything was done as to the best of our ability. I don't think we could have done any more. A lot of people saying that Tonali lost the ball a little bit and we didn't get this going, that going, and Miggy didn't get going. Well, yeah, it's Man City. Miggy will be fine against 15 other teams. Man City played one of the best performances they will play this season, in my opinion. Do we need to upgrade Miggy at some point? Yeah, of course we do. But Miggy will be more than adequate against 15 other teams in this division. We're talking about another step up, another level. You know, the only reason we did so well against them last year is because Maxi just had one of those Maxi games, and Trippier scored a direct free kick. You don't always get them. You don't always get games like that. We had to work for it. We had a couple of good opportunities. It is what it is. We know decision making again in that final third. In the few chances that we did get, Callum Wilson in that breakaway where he stole the ball, brilliant to steal the ball, well done. However, didn't choose the right pass, and it's just unlucky. We'll be fine. I'm not disappointed by the defeat. I think we put up a good performance away to the European champions, Premier League champions, FA Cup champions. Like it's fine. It's fine. Liverpool aren't going to be anywhere near as hard as that.
No. Mrs. Toon Review says that we're late because we have makeup crew these days. Well, if you class makeup crew as Alex's lagers and stuff and whatever.
Well, one last point as well. I do think Botman deserves special praise for that performance. I think
that's we scored Botman very highly yesterday. It was phenomenal.
There's no reason why there is a reason why Man City. I mean, it's a rumor, but there's a rumor that Man City inquired about Botman in the summer.
Yeah,
that's exactly why.
Early doors of the window, wasn't it?
You know, he's a little bit rough around the edges in certain games with that penalty he gave away where he ran into somebody like a steam train. But 99% of the time, he's fine in that game. I mean, he was tasked with keeping Haaland quiet. Last season, he chose Jamal Lascelles to do that job. This season, he's like, Botman, you go do it yourself. You've got this. And he had him for the entire match. Even Fabian Schär as well put in a phenomenal tackle on Haaland. I think they both can hold their heads up.
Considering we're possibly going to lose him after 20 seconds, the way that shoulder kind of popped out, and it was awful.
Anybody that criticizes Schär, he's not the quickest and he's missing that athleticism, but the timing and positioning of certain plays against Man City was so good. I feel like he needs to be spoken about more often as a good centre half. He's
absolutely. Well, the two of them,
in this division.
They're a fantastic partnership. There's no doubt about that.
Tackle from Schär on Haaland was so good, good.
Was.
If it was an Arsenal defender, people wouldn't stop talking about it. It was that good.
Well, if it was anybody but a Newcastle defender, they'd be talking about, wouldn't they? So let's be honest. But by the way, good evening, Everton fans. Great start of the season. I'm proud of you. Davey says, Paul, you must be from Sega. I know a couple of lads from the club back in my pool days. Costa del Segiston is what it's known as. A couple more super chats have come in. Doug from the Dugout channel, good friend of mine and the channels, of course. Thank you for your fiver, mate. He says, hi, Paul, ignore the trolls. Horrible to hear about you all getting sick. Keep doing your shows. You know I have your back and you have a lot of support. Thank you very much, Doug. And Doug... literally hours away from becoming a dad for the first time. So listen, matey, I'm here for Godfather duties. If you need me, you know where I am. Just give me a shout, man. And I'll be on that train to Edinburgh in minutes, mate.
Do we not have an imminent Doug for attend appearance on our channel soon anyway?
Yes, we do. I'm hoping to get Doug on, obviously, for the Liverpool preview as normal. But we haven't spoken about that, but I'll drop him a message.
If we're going to be a God channel, then we can make sure that the child.
Well, I mean, obviously, Doug knows that he's got. He needs to know that Doug's got to get in touch with me for the. I still haven't had the Godfather or Susan hasn't had the Godmother invitations yet, so obviously we'll be in touch very shortly regarding that, and then I'll just sort of hint onto him that he needs to be on the channel for the preview show. So
be careful. We will crash the church with Bladen races.
Absolutely. And I will turn up riding a camel. But just to pre-warn you, Doug. But mate, get in touch. Nathan Howells, thank you for another $9.99. Very kind of you, dude. He says, cheers for the advice, guys. I felt that it's the only game where Eddie's normal tactics was never going to work. Maybe need a plan B in the future, though. Defensively, I thought we were brilliant. Indeed. Geordie Boy,
Plan B? What could we possibly do?
Well, we'll discuss that in a second. Geordie Boy, thank you for your £10 super chat. He says, trolls are on a mission to make everyone as unhappy as they are in their lives. Just be happy you are better than them. Best wishes to your family, Paul. Thank you, buddy. Very kind. The sad little lives to live. I mean, what do we do, though, Alex? Do you think that we have a plan B, Billy? Do you think that there is... Because we questioned the substitutions yesterday, Alex. I know,
really?
I wasn't sure about Longstaff coming on. I would have much preferred Anderson, just to give us a bit more impetus going forward. And Billy, you were like that as well.
Yeah, I didn't see the point bringing Tonali off. Apparently, it was to save himself from getting a red card, but you shouldn't have to kind of take players off for that when it's you just know better. Anthony Gordon, unfortunately, didn't know better and got away with it. So I would have took Tonali off. I'd have brought Anderson on for Joe Linton, who to me had a really poor game. They dealt with Joe Linton really well. They tightened things up. It was the ultimate respect, actually. That Pep even said we couldn't go toe to toe with them because they'd have beat us. So he tightened things up in the midfield. Wouldn't let our midfield play. Joe Linton was the least kind of.
Well, they triggered
obvious.
on him. They realised that out of that midfield trio, let Tonali and Bruno have a tiny bit more time and space. And as soon as the ball goes to Joe Linton, because he doesn't have as high of a technical level, his first touch wasn't quite as good. His pass out wasn't quite as good. And they pounced on Joe Linton to get the ball back. They wouldn't have been able to do that if it was on Tonali or Bruno 9 times out of 10, because they're a lot more technically proficient. But Joe Linton was the trigger in midfield. And, Rodri had a great game. They all had a great game. Foden was frightening as well with his pressing.
Did we pay them too much respect, Alex? Because me and Billy certainly thought so.
I don't know. I don't agree
first
with
half
that.
an hour, I think we did. We stood off them.
Yeah, because we were trying not to concede.
No, I understand that, but they weren't exactly, gung-ho at us either.
Because we set up for the long ball. So Man City...
but Pep admitted as well that he was worried, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, this is we were also trying to combat that. So they've got a new style. Edison is playing 2 to 3 times more long balls than he's been doing in previous seasons. It's shown in the last 2 games. As we saw, Edison was trying to hit Haaland in the box. Like, what kind of a freak goalkeeper kick is that? That he can... Like, Edison deserves credit for that. Anybody saying Alisson is better needs to take a hike, because Edison's goal kick that he can find Haaland on the opposite penalty spot. That's madness. That's absolutely elite. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah. So we had to account for that as an offensive threat, whilst also so that's just an additional thing that Man City have got this year that they didn't have in previous years. It's just an extra thing to worry about. So they can build up. They can use wing play, they can go force through the middle, they can do nice passing sequences, they can do dinks, through balls, or the goalkeeper can just route one it. All of it works. It's terrifying. We can all rotate positions. I thought we did fine. Honestly, they scored a wonder goal. That's the only reason we didn't get points. We walk away with a 0-0 point if they don't score a wonder goal. We did everything we could to shut that down. And as for us giving them too much respect, I think sitting off was the plan. I think we tried to get the ball in moments. It just didn't quite work because Man City is so good. And I heard you guys talking about this the other day about, do we just go for it and concede 3? No, we don't want to throw away our goal difference. We don't want to throw away the motivation. We don't want to concede that many goals. We want to keep it tight. We want to try and nick a goal and get 1-1 and get the points. I don't know. I don't think.
I think when we mentioned that, it was more so that we wanted to see us go for them a bit more because we didn't really offer a lot. I don't think it's that we weren't doing that. I think it's that we couldn't. They're so good. We did say that as well. That Man City is so good that it's very difficult to get the bloody ball half the time. And people were saying, people were saying that they were tired in the second half, Man City, and we should have. But Man City, when they're tired, are not like a normal other team when they're tired, because Man City just keep the ball and they work on that constantly, and you can see that they work, and they have world class players. The bench wasn't very strong, but that 11 were class.
Well, exactly. I was expecting us to get a little bit more of a chance in the second half, especially in that final quarter. I thought we were going to get maybe an extra 5% possession, maybe an extra 2 or 3 shots in, and it just didn't happen. because they didn't tire as much as we were hoping. We were hoping we were just going to battering ram them. We were going to have more legs, 85, 90 minutes, and we were going to nick a goal. Unfortunately, it didn't happen because the technical quality wasn't there. The decision-making wasn't there. And unfortunately for us, we have, with the way we play against a team that's that good, we have a 10 or 15-minute window towards the end of that game where we've got to try and get a goal because we are fitter than most teams. And against Man City, I don't think we were fitter than them. I think they were just as fit as us.
Yeah.
And it was just quality that got them the goal. Somebody saying that we're making too many excuses. Chris, bore off, mate. It's the best team in the world. What are you talking about? What are you on about? Honestly, mate.
Well,
we will not play a harder team than that on the planet this season.
Yeah, but there is a lot of people out there saying the same thing as Chris. To be fair, that
I disagree with all of them. I think it's nonsense. I think you need context and perspective. It's the best team on the planet. If we get aliens arrive from outer space to play football like Space Jam, but for football, we give them Man City.
Chickens again, Billy.
We put Man City in for that game.
Eggs.
We put Man City in for the Space Jam game. Man City play that game. Maybe they can bring Messi in, but Man City play that game. They're better than everyone for a reason. And people having a go at Miggy. Miggy's not elite.
Alex, no, he wasn't good on Saturday, mate. You cannot
because it's Man City and he's not.
Well, I know that,
level.
but you know yes, but
why are we expecting him to be at that level? That's not
the
fair.
point is, Alex. Early doors, we give Anthony Gordon the ball, and he went past Walker with ease and got a crossing, and after that, he never got the ball again.
Nobody
because they shut that opportunity down because they were pinning him back with Dan Burn, and Gordon had to be more defensive. Gordon was always
or we kept going to Almiron and Trippier.
Yeah.
And that as well. Well, that's down to the manager. That's down that they can tactically change that. They can try and force passes in different ways. Yeah. But again, I think that is my hill, and I will die on it.
Everybody's got their opinion on it. Everybody has their opinion on it. There's no doubt about it.
But we will not play a better team than that. If we draw Bayern Munich, PSG, Man City in the Champions League, all of those three fixtures away aren't as hard as that Man City game. I promise you.
No, I agree with that, but they are. But it's just for me. I think a lot. Look, we all know there was some ridiculous rubbish on social media, as there always is when we lose a football match. But I think a lot of genuine fans were a little disappointed that we didn't offer a little bit more. It's just people's opinions.
Where was that going to come from?
Well, substitutions, could they have been different? Maybe, I don't know.
So could have come off long stuff, maybe, but maybe we were just trying to keep the stability in midfield.
We were hamstrung by
the to be honest, Longstaff did the stability in midfield, did he? To be fair, he was awful. He was rotten when he came on. He lost the ball every time he got it. I think it just wasn't a good game for Sean at all. Call me Swift. Yes, I did see this earlier on today. Have you seen Klopp is trying to get Sunday's game postponed because of the dugout renovations, because he doesn't want to sit on temporary seats?
They're going to get beat.
That is ridiculous, Billy, isn't it? What right has he got to deny a game just because he hasn't got a spongy seat to sit on?
Which he never sits in anyway.
Well, no, he's always on his own. But are you a bit surprised, though, that we've done these renovations now instead of waiting until the international break?
A little bit, but so be it. It's, times do things when you can. I'm not interested. It's their choice. It's our ground at the end of the day. He'll have a seat to sit on.
Sit on a chair. Of
course he can.
Pep sits on a bucket anyway, on a Gatorade cooler. Who cares?
Give him a fucking deck chair. Give him anything.
I've been sitting on the fucking toilet for a week. He can sit on a bloody chair. Dear God.
You can give him a toilet seat. He'd love that.
Well, exactly. But this is just how football has changed. Just the expectations and the big-headedness of some... getting a match postponed because he's got to sit on a chair. Sorry?
Tom's pointing out that might be a troll. I thought that today as well, Tom. A big Frank Chipper clone. Maybe. That might not be real, by the way. Just pointing out.
It was a Liverpool account it came from, and I think a Liverpool news...
It might be a troll.
Well, possibly, but listen, would you put it past him? Because I wouldn't. I certainly wouldn't. Couple more super chats come in. Nathan Howells, thank you for another $4.99. He says, where I really respect Alex saying what to do with plan B if Man City can change tactics to play us. We shouldn't be too proud to change either. Great show.
But that's a great point. What do you two think? Honestly, what is a plan B against Man City? What is the plan B?
I'd have been tempted to put Isak out wide, then bring Wilson on before Barnes, and put Gordon to the right hand side. Although Gordon did get himself in real trouble, and had he not been subbed, he would have been sent off by all accounts. But I would maybe push Isak out on the left, Barnes on the right. Just try something different.
I agree with Billy. Yeah,
I don't think Isak needs to come off it because he'd piss all. Let's be honest.
He wasn't tired. There was no way Isak was tired.
No,
he couldn't have been.
I mean, he was trying to influence the play whenever he could, but we weren't getting the ball enough to give it to him.
He didn't press enough either.
He needed to press Edison a bit more, I think.
I think we were.
Yeah. If it comes down to that, that's understandable.
But the thing is, it's tactical. You were leaving Edison carte blanche to blast the ball 50 yards down the pitch, like you say.
Billy, you have to pronounce. If you're going to say words like that, you've got to do it properly.
Carte blanche. Sorry.
Well, we can't blame Isak if
you'll be getting Alex onto you for not mispronunciation. No. Ian Toon Trader, thank you very much for your $4.99. He says a small donation to my great pals at the Toon Review for your help with my charity run, raised over $1,000 and still going, lads. Great stuff, Ian. Great stuff, buddy. Nice to hear from you.
I'll tell you what I was happy about, that Anthony Gordon is faster than Kyle Walker, which we knew anyway, but it's nice to see it on the pitch, isn't it? It's nice to confirm it.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's no way Saturday's game is going to be the same as what we just witnessed at the weekend. It just will not be happening. So I think it's going to be a cracking game of football. I really do. And I think Liverpool's defence is vulnerable. I honestly do. Gary Wishart, thank you for your £6.10 super chat. Some might not know the fun we have with the amount. You've had a load of new subscribers since then. Glad to see you and the family are better. Thank you, Gary. One day I'll explain to the new subscribers about £6.10, but it's still hurting. Martin Taylor says Greenwood nowhere near our club. Jock says no way, won't even mention his name. William says note Durham played Somerset in Gosforth last week, 4-minute walk from my birthplace. Not many Mackhams there. P.S. There would be a huge backlash from fans if MG played for us, and quite rightly so, in my opinion. I don't think Newcastle would touch him anyway, to be honest. He's also not found innocent. The charges were just dropped, not an equivalent outcome. Yeah.
I think you can see it from Man United's reaction that the bloke was guilty, because they wouldn't have sacked him otherwise.
Absolutely. I'm 72, originally from Seaham Harbour. I got the Geordie B nickname from joining the Royal Navy as a lad in '66. Well, Geordie B, if you go from Alex's stats, you're over 70, mate, and your days are numbered. But thank you very much for your contribution. Notice how Alex doesn't even move when I say that, when he made that comment about people over 70. Or I don't think it was even over 70.
It was 60, wasn't it? It was
60, wasn't it? Yeah. He kind of wrote everybody off who was over the age of 60. But, you know, he will be one day. When he's sitting in front of this camera and he's like, he got wrinkles and pigeon feet on his eyes. And
they're all very active because they're all in the shop between 8 and 9 o'clock when I'm trying to go to work, getting their paper when they're retired.
Yeah, exactly. Ab says apparently emails came to light which threw a whole different complexion on the case. Well, we'll never know, will we? But what we saw was enough to put me off. You don't get that happening to you on your body without somebody going for you, but you know, Call Me Swift said I would rather have Steve Bruce manage us for the rest of his life than have that horrible man ever come to the Toon. My God, absolutely no way would I take him at the Toon. He's ruined his career, and that's no one's fault but his own. Yeah, I don't think we even need to do a poll, judging by all the people's answers. Pork Pie, good evening, my friend. I'd rather have Sydney Greenstreet on the wing, not Mason Greenwood. Billy will know who I'm on about. Who the hell is he?
Pork Pie, how old do you think I am, knowing that Sydney Greenstreet was a former actor, which I do know, so I am old.
I thought you were honestly going to say that you didn't know there, but obviously, I'm very wrong. Tom says a club which has a woman prominent in our ownership. No way does Greenwood come here. Not a chance. So it's all very, very nose. Cynical Jim says Sunderland would take him. We'll not go down that road either. Matt says, thank you, Alex. Finally, someone talking sense. Oh, do you have to rub his ego? Really? Really? Louis, yes, I would. 2nd of September, though. That is the football. We play
Brighton.
We play Brighton, don't we? A late kickoff, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the day after Champions League draw and transfer
It
deadline
might have
day.
to be the next one, Louis. It might have to be the next one, mate. But get in touch with me. Send us an email and we'll keep in touch. Mrs. Toon Review just saying thank out to... What's the matter, Alex?
I'm just losing brain cells, honestly.
All right.
I'm just... Nathan, I agree with you, mate. But can I just do one comment very quickly?
Alex, the problem is you're looking at the live chat coming in, and I'm not there yet.
Well, I know, but you can catch up. It's fine.
Okay.
So maybe we could keep possession a bit better and try dragging them out as they are at home, for example. Do you not think Eddie Howe knows that? And the players know that. They know way more than we do. If they could do it, they'd do it. It's not as simple as that, honestly.
He's making a suggestion. Nathan, what you need to know about Alex is he doesn't eat like the rest of us.
Yeah, but he's right. He's right. But what he doesn't seem to realize is that the players and staff also agree with him. They just couldn't do it. It's just how it is.
Doug saying thank you to Mrs. Toon Review. Godparents. Pep's own word says, Nick, if we had played an open game, Newcastle would have ripped us apart. Yes, he did say that. He did say that, yes. But he's a classy guy. He's a classy guy. Right, next point I'd like to discuss is where the hell is the Lewis Hall announcement? This deal seemingly went through quite a while ago, last week, and we're still waiting for an official announcement. Billy, why? What's going on?
No clue. It's going to happen. You know, he's had his medical. He's at the game on Saturday. It's going to happen. Just don't worry. Be patient. As long as it's done so he can play on Saturday, who cares? You know, he'll probably be in for training at some point this week. Perhaps the players aren't in for training yet, or I don't know. There's lots of reasons it could be, but it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Alex?
You're going to have to remind me what you're on about. Lewis Hall.
Yeah. Are you, Alex? I know you haven't. You've had your hair done again, and you've got rid of the greys. You've definitely dyed this time. There's no doubt about that.
I haven't.
Do you remember Top Gear, Billy? And there were, Clarkson used to go at Hammond for whitening his teeth. Do you remember that?
I've never watched Top Gear in my life.
Oh, what? What?
I don't drive, do I?
I've also not dyed my hair.
You don't have to drive. But anyway, Clarkson used to go on many a series having a dig at Richard Hammond for whitening his teeth, right? And Hammond always used to just say, I do not whiten my teeth. However, Alex, you had grey hair last week.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
My grey hair is just here.
No, I'm not having it. Not having it.
You can't see it. Literally. People can go watch the videos and prove it for themselves. Like, it's a fact. You don't have to believe it, but it's on video. Anyway, Lewis Hall. Yes, I'm a little bit confused why it's not been announced yet, but nobody has suggested there's anything wrong with that. I think he'll be fine. So, although it was quite funny watching one of the Chelsea marketing department put up a nice spread, nice advertising board with Lewis Hall on it when he's leaving, which is quite amusing. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but he'll be fine. I'm surprised it wasn't announced this evening, to be completely honest with you. I don't know when they're going to announce it, but
yeah. By the way, guys, there is now a poll up and live for everybody, basically with the question: does Alex colour his hair? It's a yes or no poll.
I have done previously, but not this.
No. You can't comment on it now. We've been there, so it's up to the viewers. We will come back to that at the end of the show in around 20-25 minutes to see how people have voted on that. So simply just: does Alex colour his hair?
No to Mason Greenwood.
Sorry.
No to Mason Greenwood. Oh, that's different, Paul, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, Steve saying again there. Pep said in an interview, if it had been an open game, Newcastle would have thrashed us. That's why City played the way they did. Shows their way. I mean, Billy, we did mention lots of times during the the commentary that Man City were playing a different way because of obviously, Pep was worried about us.
They have no gun doing now either. They have Kovacic. They do play a slightly less creative way. But they paid us the ultimate. I think he paid us the ultimate respect, even not making any substitutes because he was worried that whoever came on wouldn't be able up to the job. I mean, he could have brought Cole Palm on, didn't. But the rest of the people on the bench basically were kids, weren't they? And he wasn't risking them. And at the end of the game, they celebrated like they won the World Cup. And then Pep went to our end and clapped our fans. I just thought it was the ultimate show of respect to us. I don't think he does that against, even Manchester United or Liverpool at home. I don't honestly.
Well, he certainly didn't give it to Arsenal last year, did he? When they played Arsenal at the Etihad, he just the went at them from the start. Ian's wanting to know if the Saudi international game tickets are available for purchase. I don't know, is the honest answer to that. I would say just check the website, mate, and have a look on there. I think that's where they'll probably be sold. But I don't know. By the way, guys, we were talking about tickets the other week and how it's all going digital and stuff like that. How are these second-hand ticket and websites getting a hold of tickets for Newcastle United home games and selling them for over 200 quid? How is that happening?
Not a clue. If it is happening, there's something wrong with the old system, isn't there? Let's be honest. And the club should be aware of it.
I don't know how they can do it, though, if it's all digital now. How are they going to sell a ticket like that for over... I mean, these are normal seats as well, guys, for over £200. I don't understand how they can do that.
I'm sure they're investigating it.
Well, I'd like to think so. Wow, what a name. Delano Rouse. Hi, good evening. I am from Barbados. I am a big Newcastle United fan. You guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Delano, and good evening to Barbados. I don't know why I have to say it like that. I just feel like, well, because it's how they say it, isn't it? You just have to say it that way.
Delano, incidentally, was Franklin Roosevelt's middle name.
Thank you very much for that, Billy. Wow. It isn't just football chat here. It's an education on the Toon Review,
not
guys.
Not to be confused with Elano, the Brazilian player.
Absolutely.
Indeed. And Billy's knowledge, surely that deserves a thumbs up, guys. So take a second out right now just to give us a thumbs up, just for Billy's knowledge there. And we'll just take a little break to bring back somebody that I hope will put smiles on your faces, and just have a little bit of a dance. Now, just to explain to all our new subscribers what the hell they've probably just watched and thought, what is going on? That is Daisy the Cow, and Daisy the Cow is our channel mascot, has been for quite a long time now. And sometimes we like to play riding a wrecking ball, riding a mountain bike, things like that, just to put smiles on people's faces and get the emojis going in the chat, which I see loads of cows emojis. We've had a few steak emojis when Alex was off on one before as well. I think it's synonymous now that we need to put, whenever we put Alex's name, we need to put a steak next to it now. So, like when we're doing the descriptions for the YouTube shows, whenever Alex's name is mentioned, it has to have a steak. Just for when Alex.
I just feel like condolences for Ben Foster today as well for retiring because he couldn't hack 4 games in League Two because he conceded 13 goals in 4 matches. Yeah, he's retired.
Wow. Oh,
he realised it's going to be a very long season.
Yeah,
he went, "Nah, I'm not doing this anymore.
I'm not having that." Okay,
well, he doesn't want his
incredible
GoPro
game, by the way, at the racecourse ground. Jesus, I mean, Wrexham seemed to always, it gets something out of games when they look down and out. I mean, 4-0 down at once. Was it 4-0 or 4-1? They were down.
They were 4-1 down. Yeah,
4-1 down. Yeah.
I mean, Robert Lee's lad's scoring buckets of goals from, isn't he?
He is. Yeah, he's doing really well. Peter Alderson says, I'm 58, live in Newcastle, but born in Durham. Sometimes I'd bother from other Newcastle fans back in the 80s because of my accent. Durham mag and proud. Nice one, Peter. You definitely be proud, my man. I like coffee, says Alex. Did Eddie get the substitution slightly wrong? And were we missing Lewis Miley and some of the youngsters?
He's unproven. You can't bring him on at City away. Like he played for the under-21s as well, so he wasn't ready. Like, I don't know if they played before or after our game. I can't remember. But, Alex Murphy and Lewis Miley have both been involved in the youth level. So they're not available for the first team at the moment when they're playing those matches. It's just how it is. Did he get the substitutions wrong? I'm not going to tell Eddie Howe that. You can tell him that. I'm not going to question that. I think the Anderson for Longstaff debate is an interesting one. I think it's an interesting question. And I think Eddie Howe would probably agree with all of us and say maybe he probably considered both options. Very possible. And he went for Longstaff for whatever reason. And we've got to trust his judgment because he's done far better than any of us ever predicted he ever could. And we'll win a lot of football matches this season. We're just not going to beat Man City.
Yeah. Indigo Figure says this is Alex's hill and he will happily die on it. He will. Nick Thornton, here we go with the steak emojis. Gordon says Man City playing Barca. I'm picking Man City. Same with Madrid and everyone else. Yet I still expect the Toon win. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I honestly think Man City could beat prime Barcelona. I really do. Because they've got something that wasn't around in that time, and that's Haaland. Like they've got obviously they don't have Messi, but they've got sort of that kind of vibe about them, plus a giant battering ram number 9, as well as all the intricate passing. It's madness. And they've lost arguably a couple of their best players, and they still look like that. It's stupid how good they are. And they have just signed Jeremy Doku, by the way. We've been linked with before.
What do you think about Tyler Adams going to Bournemouth?
Great move for Bournemouth. Bournemouth are going to be all right.
Yeah. Philip Billings, of course, just signed a new contract there as well.
Philip is his known as now.
Yeah, well, we're not allowed to say Billing now, are we? It's Philip. Philip and I. So, yeah. Predator, thank you. Member for nearly 3 months now. He says, hi, Toon Review family. Still waiting for news on what procedure is going to be to remove the aneurysm in my head. Everyone stay safe and see you all soon. Thank you, Predator, and thank you for letting us know with an update, mate. You stay safe and stay well, buddy, and hopefully they'll get you sorted very soon. But keep us posted, won't you, as to how you're doing. We're all thinking about you. Get yourself fit and healthy again. Bath says Klopp's teeth won't fit in the new dugout. Well, that's an understatement. I Like Coffee says Klopp doesn't need a seat. He's going to get a red card against us because of his complaining. Oh, I'd love to see him sent off at Newcastle. Or could you imagine? The atmosphere at Newcastle if Klopp gets sent off?
It'd be even funny if they sent him to the Gallagher instead of the normal stand.
No, yeah, absolutely. I just find it. Oh, look, there he is. Good evening, Megan.
No, my Chiefs have been knocked out in the Gallagher.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Klopp went a bit Scottish.
I'm Welsh.
I'm also getting stick off my pronunciation of Haaland. That Haaland and Udegaard. That's how you're supposed to say it. My cousin lives in Norway.
It's Ødegaard, man. It's Ødegaard.
Ødegaard. I got told off by my cousin in Norway and his Norwegian family for pronouncing them both wrong, and they told me how to pronounce them properly in Norwegian because they're both Norwegian. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to believe Norwegian people instead of English people telling me how it's said.
Fair enough.
I think it was always known as Haaland, to be fair.
Yeah, that's what I say, Haaland.
Haaland.
People say Haaland. That's not how it's pronounced.
No, it's basically a Dutch hooker and then land. Yeah. So there you go. Now then, Klopp has teeth like solar panels, says Steve. He could power the spotlights in the stadium. Chris says, for some reason, our players weren't up to speed. They were sluggish and couldn't string more than 3 passes together. I mean, Alex, there's been a lot of debate on a certain Bruno.
Thought he was all right. It's Man City. It happens.
Right, Alex. Stop saying Man City, right? And just talk about our player, right? A lot of people have said that I've seen a lot of people comment actually saying that Bruno hasn't been himself since February, and he hasn't looked fit. I don't think he's firing all cylinders yet.
I think he's all right. I think he's still getting up to speed from pre-season. But I think he looks
that's
better.
not to say I'm worried about him, by the way. I've said a million times I think he's going to be fine, but he just doesn't look at that he's in top gear yet.
So I'll say what I said in my tweet. Maxi's gone. Nobody knows who to blame. It's a fire sale. It's a free for all, and it's funny because I knew this was going to happen. As soon as Maxi goes, where does the blame go? Some people are saying substitution. Some people are saying Miggy. Some people are saying Bruno. Some people are saying like Cher or the structure or this or that. Nobody knows who to pin it on. And I'm just taking a step back and laughing because it's proof that a lot of people don't understand football well enough to sort of figure out why we couldn't win that game. It's not because of one particular player or even two. It's a lot more than that. And yeah, Maxi has left a void vacuum for hate. Completely agree. He has. People are so confused. They're like, where do I throw my hate to?
Billy.
And that's my opinion. I just think it's
Billy.
funny.
Billy.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever get through an episode with Alex without him mentioning Maxi?
Never.
Who's he?
Well, apparently he used to play for us. He's now in Saudi Arabia, but I don't think Alex has quite let him go yet.
Oh, I don't think I have either, to be fair.
Really?
I think we could.
Maybe I should just get. I mean, Alex, I know I've still got this signed Maxi thing to send you, so I'm going to get that out to you this
I've
week.
also got Haaland on Google Translate in Norwegian, by the way.
Haaland.
That is how I say it. It's not Haaland. There you go. Google Translate says you're wrong.
You have gone to the depths of Google Translate to prove to people. I mean, it's unbelievable at times. Unbelievable. Gabbard George says, I was here during the Szoboszlai saga as I'm a Hungarian and I really got to like the Newcastle fan base. I can't wait to watch Liverpool versus Newcastle. I think you guys are going to be one of our hardest opponents. Well, as long as Szoboszlai decides to stay on his feet and not just get tripped over by an imaginary rope across his ankles. I mean, that was a horrific dive. I mean, it was horrific. And the fact that VAR didn't overturn that just proves to everybody once again why we call Liverpool Live VAR pool. It's simple. I mean, it was a ridiculous dive.
I do also love that his comment was that he is a Hun. I didn't realize you could say that. That's amazing.
A Magyar, as they were called in the 50s. That's the nickname of their football team, of course. I think the word for Hungary in Hungarian is Magyarzag or something.
Well, I mean, interesting.
I would have just said Hungarian person, but for them to go out and just say I'm a Hun, that's cool.
Right, guys.
Perhaps didn't fit in character-wise.
Well, maybe not. No.
Look, do you two want to start wearing bloody blazers with your arms, with leather patches on your arms, and start talking about geography by any chance? You know, I mean, come on, bloody hell!
Drive a Citroen 2CV.
Yes, yes, the Citroen Dolly. Come on, bloody hell! I hated those cars, by the way. Hated them with their passion. Gary says Alex needs to buy another fridge for all his raw meat. Yeah, he does actually. Yeah. Nathan says, Alex, sorry, I didn't make this clear. I am talking for the future. Rome wasn't built in a day. I love what we're doing currently and not complaining on Eddie Howe. Sorry, or how we played. Thought we was awesome for where we are now. Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
Ian says, get well soon, Predator. Let me know if you need anything and I'll be there, as I'm sure the rest of the TTR community will be as well, mate. Absolutely, 100%. Barry says Alex is hunting for more diabolical comments in the live chat.
I like how people are asking me to pronounce things now. It's funny.
Well,
what was wrong with how I said it was like Barcelona is how every English person says it?
Mate, look, the bottom line is, Alex, right? The fact is, Machamlacher will Machamlacher, whatever his name was, that will never be forgotten. And I think since that day, you have been the without a doubt, the official translator for the Toon Review. Tunali Smiley says, would you colour your hair if you had any, Paul? Well, yes, I would, to be brutally honest, but I'm not in denial like a certain Mr. Alex Stato man is.
I promise you I haven't dyed my hair at all recently.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's not what the viewers are saying on the poll, but we'll come to that in a moment.
You worded it incorrectly because they know I've dyed it in the past.
No, I said, no. Alex, do not blame me, right? I simply put a question out to our wonderful viewers, and they've come back.
Wonderful viewers now you've got to pull out. Twisting democracy there, Paul.
Look at him trying to twist it now to democracy. It's unbelievable. Peter says that the Saudi tickets are available, £5 for adults and £3 concession on the official website. That's a pretty good price, actually. But then again, there's been talks of, protests outside the ground and all sorts of stuff, hasn't there? So it may well be a bit of a strange evening at St James's Park. There's no doubt about that for the two games. Chipper says Oscar Bob. What a name that was on Saturday. Yeah, Oscar Bob, without a doubt. Right, I think that'll just about do our show for tonight, guys. But we are going to do the poll, Alex. I haven't forgotten about it. Don't you worry about that. Jean says it's all natural. Well, I don't think it is. Ian says it was like Kenny Rogers' beard the other day, Alex, man. Yeah, honestly.
You can see greys in it now. So if I've dyed it, I've not done a very good job, have I?
Alex, there was a lot more grey in it than the other day. I mean,
what did you think I did? Just do it in stripes, like?
No, I think you've missed a bit personally, but
or I've not done it at all.
Alex, I just think you need to let it go, man. You're getting on, and times are changing, and you just need to just admit that age is creeping up on you, as it does to us all. But just go with it. You can't reverse time. It's just the way it is. But anyway, that is the end of the show. I'm now off to buy Billy and Alex some. Yes. Thank you, Billy. Thanks, Ian. New sponsor for TTR, Just for Men. Get on it, Susan. God, Just for Men. I did see that come. I forgot to read that out. Thank you, Billy. I am now off to buy Billy and Alex some tweed jackets with some leather elbow patches just for the next show. I bought a flat cap today.
A flat cap?
Why are we getting attacked when you bought a flat cap?
No, because Alex, it's not like an old man flat cap. It's like it's the fashionable one. And Susan says I look hot, so that's good enough for me. That's so.
From you brought me down there from when we beat them last week. Yeah.
Such a
blondies.
Oh, here they go.
Yes, get the cap emojis back out. Let's do it.
Yeah, they're there. Julie James already done it.
Well, I'll wear it tomorrow night on the show. I don't care.
When I was a lad, I used to go down pit 25 hours a day, 8 days a week.
No, that's Yorkshire. What are you doing?
Well, they used to wear flat caps, didn't they? With pits and all that carry on. Pigeons.
Anyway, before we go, I'm sure people want the results of the poll, so let's give them it. Right. The question was, does Alex colour his hair? Well, I mean, the no was 27% and yes was 73%. 73%.
How could so many of you be wrong at the same time?
73% of the UK nation believe you dye your hair, Alex. How do you feel?
Wonderful.
I thought you might.
Because I know everybody's wrong.
Well, they're not. Clearly not. 73%. I mean, that's tremendous. That you guys have outdone yourselves there without a shadow of a doubt. But that is it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We will be back. I think we're back tomorrow. Just keep an eye on the channel. And I will wear my flat cap. And these two will have tweed jackets on and talk about any geography you want. Any sort of countries or languages. It's an open floor.
Signed Lewis Hall by the time we do another show.
Yes, I'd like to see that announced because we can do a deep dive into Lewis Hall, which will be good. But thank you, everybody.
Lewis Hall, incidentally, is a stately home in Sussex. It's not really.
Can you let me end the bloody show, guys, please? Thank you for all your super chats and new memberships. Welcome to the Toon Review. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. It is free to do so. Come and be part of an incredible community that we have, heading towards 23,000 subscribers. And of course, don't forget to hit the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or upload any future videos. And you can be a member of the Toon Review and win some fantastic prizes and membership perks coming up during the season. By just clicking that button underneath the three of us. Check out Patreon, guys. There will be some new podcasts coming on there soon when dogs don't have nappies, and I don't sit on the toilet for 24 hours a day and things like that. We will get some more done. Don't worry about that. The link is in the description for this video. Go and check it out. And it's just a second part of the Toon review where you can listen to some podcasts that we don't discuss on camera. But that is it. Thank you to the Mod Squad. Thank you to Alex and Billy. And we will see you guys probably tomorrow again for yet another action-packed show. But I have no idea what buttons I'm pressing. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you soon. Good night.
Here we're the lads and lasses.
Come back and check on some Greenwood.